Ask Me Anything by Redmond Dtes. My mother killed my brother and tried to kill me too. Ask me anything. About 2 months after I was born, my mother drowned my older brother who was 3 years old in our bathtub and attempted to do the same to me. Ask me anything. I'm so used to talking about this in therapy that I can answer any question at this point, lol. Holy fuck. So many questions. Do you have a relationship with your mother? If so, how is it? Does she suffer from mental health issues or drug addiction? Was she convicted and sentenced to prison or anything? Did you ever talk to her about it? Has she ever apologized? Have you been able to, or been willing to forgive her? How has your father coped with this? What's your relationship like with him? How old were you when you learned this, and how did you learn of it? What are your goals and dreams in life? I've never spoken to her directly, so no. She's suffered with mental health issues basically all her life, but they became much more severe after I was born. My dad has been distant, we don't really talk a lot. My grandparents always say that he loves me, but doesn't know how to be a father after all that happened. I was in my mid-teens when I learned most of it through my grandparents. They showed me old family pictures and videos, specifically of my brother. I experienced a lot of survivor's guilt after learning about him. I'm currently in beauty school. I've always wanted to be a hairdresser. I would always do my grandma's and her friend's hair too when I was young, so that's my main dream, I guess. Are you happy that your grandparents helped you get to know who your brother was? Yes, I love my brother a lot. He was a very bright little soul, and it hurts so much that I never got to really meet him. But I also feel like, in a certain way, he's always with me. I often talk to him, or buy stuff that I know he'd like. Oh my god, what? So what stopped her from killing you? Was she planning on killing herself? I hope you were able to have a decent childhood. My dad noticed what was going on and locked her in the bedroom until the police and ambulance arrived. We don't know if she was planning on killing herself, but she's always suffered with depression, so it's likely that she was thinking about it. My childhood was okay. My grandparents raised me, and they are great. My dad got kind of distant after what happened, but he's still in my life somewhat. Did he know she was depressed when he got her pregnant? He knew about her history with mental health issues, but they weren't severe like this before I was born. He also suspected that she was suffering with postpartum depression when all this happened, but he never thought anything like this would actually happen. I'm most interested by your relationship with your father. When you say distant, what is your relationship actually like? Does he treat you as his daughter? Does he tell you he loves you? What is he doing that makes him so absent from your life? Is it work? It's fascinating to me because I would assume he would become fiercely protective, but I can understand that if his son was killed and you were just a child, maybe he just never stopped grieving or possibly considered himself a failure as a father. I'd like to know your thoughts on his psyche regarding you and him at present, please. When I was younger, he'd be around more. For a while he lived with me and my grandparents. Then he slowly became more distant, moved out, only visited on the weekends. Now we talk about once a month to catch up. He mostly talks about his work. While he attended most of the important events in my life, like graduation and stuff, he never felt truly present. He never told me he loves me, he mostly treats me like a very distant relative. My grandparents always try to tell me that he just doesn't know how to be a father to me, especially after all that happened. Well, it sounds like he's never been a father and doesn't really know how to start. As someone who struggles with connecting socially at a deeper level, even though I desperately want to, I think he is still trying. Hard for me to say. Would you like a better relationship with him? It's difficult to say, because it's like wanting something that's virtually impossible. Obviously it would be amazing to be close with him, and feel loved by him, but I don't see a way to making it happen. I'm sorry you went through that, OP. If you don't mind me asking, where did you think your mother was while you were growing up? They told me she was sick and in a hospital. They also said she was too sick for us to visit her, so I never really asked about it. To be honest, my grandparents did a really good job at making my situation feel normal. What happened to your mom? Have you ever talked to her? She was found not guilty for reason of insanity and has been in psychiatric care ever since. I've never talked to her directly, but I heard her on the phone with my grandparents before. How old are you now? And assuming you don't remember this happening, when did you find out what your mother did? I'm 23. I was told about most of it in my mid-teens. That's when I found out I had a brother at all. Before that, all I was told is that my mom is very sick and she has to stay in the hospital. If your grandparents didn't tell you until you were a teenager, where did you think your mom was and why your dad wasn't around before that? I was told she was sick and had to live in a hospital. They said my dad not being around was because of his job and that he had to work too much to properly take care of me. What's your relationship like with your mother's family? I lived with her parents for a long time, so it's great. They're very loving and did a lot for me. They've also never tried to make me talk to her or even just about her unless I initiated the conversation, which I appreciate a lot. This is horrific, and I'm so sorry you had to experience all this. May your brother rest in peace. I'm so sorry you were robbed of a chance to grow up alongside with him. What was his name? His name was Daniel. He was a ball of energy, talked everyone's ear off, loved superheroes and military stuff. He used to have a water gun that looked similar to a rifle, and he always pretended that he had to protect the house from an intruder. I have a lot of stuff that's superhero themed, just because I know he'd love it. I loved hearing about him. Do you feel comfortable visiting his grave after finding out about him, or do you hold a private remembrance for him where you are at? You are so strong. Keep fighting. I visit his grave only once or twice a year. I don't really like going there. My grandfather actually made friends with the guy that works in the cemetery, so we know his grave is being kept clean and well maintained, even if we don't visit for a while. Although my grandma goes every other month or so anyway. I often buy stuff I know he'd like, and then just put it on a shelf in my living room, so I guess that's my little place for him. I don't think of myself as particularly strong. I'm proud of the progress I made in therapy, but I mostly think of it as just accepting the cards that I've been dealt. What was your initial reaction when you learned about the nature of her crimes and where she ended up? I was angry and depressed for a while, particularly about losing my brother, but also about just the unfairness it all. I was always told my mom is sick and in a hospital, so that part wasn't really news. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.